What's up, peoples of IRC and elsewhere? This is Unbeatable Twilight. It's technically Thursday now where I am, but it's Wednesday in some parts of the world, so it still counts. Shut up. Yes, I'm late, but I've been travelling all day. I just came back from France. I actually just got back like 15 minutes ago or something. So yeah, I'm very tired. I've been travelling all day on plane and train and car and everything, but I'm still doing this because I still am dedicated to the one or two fans that I have who actually watch my videos, and I don't want to let them down, so we're still doing this. I'm doing another chapter. Here we go. Chapter 33. Let's find out what happens to Zaphod and company, shall we? But the end never came, at least not then. Quite suddenly the barrage stopped, and the sudden silence afterwards was punctuated by a couple of strangled gurgles and thuds. The four stared at each other. "What happened?" said Arthur. "They stopped," said Zaphod with a shrug. "Why?" "Dunno, do you want to go and ask them?" "No." They waited. "Hello?" called out Ford. No answer. "That's odd." It's not saying who's talking here, so I'm not, assuming. Perhaps it's a trap. They haven't the wit. What were those thuds? Dunno. They waited for a few more seconds. "Right," said Ford. "I'm going to have a look." He glanced round at the others. "Is no one going to say, 'No, you can't possibly, let me go instead'?" They all shook their heads. "Oh well," he said, and stood up. For a moment nothing happened. Then after a second or so, nothing continued to happen. Ford peered through the thick smoke that was billowing out of the burning computer. Cautiously he stepped out into the open. Still nothing happened. 20 yards away he could dimly see through the smoke the space-suited figure of one of the cops. He was lying in a crumpled heap on the ground. 20 yards in the other direction lay the second man. No one else was anywhere to be seen. This struck Ford as being extremely odd. Slowly, nervously, he walked towards the first one. The body lay reassuringly still as he approached it, and continued to lie reassuringly still as he reached it and put his foot down on the kilo-zap gun that still dangled from its limp fingers. He reached down and picked it up, meeting no resistance. The cop was quite clearly dead. A quick examination revealed him to be from Blagulon Kappa. He was a methane-breathing life form, dependent on his spacesuit for survival in the thin oxygen atmosphere of Magathea. The tiny life support system computer on his backpack appeared unexpectedly to have blown up. Ford poked around in it in considerable astonishment. These miniature suit computers usually had the full backup of the main computer back on the ship, with which they were directly linked through the sub-ether. Such a system was fail-safe in all circumstances other than total feedback malfunction, which was unheard of. He hurried over to the other prone figure and discovered that exactly the same impossible thing had happened to him, presumably simultaneously. He called the others over to look. They came, shared his astonishment, but not his curiosity. "Let's get shot at this hole," said Zaphod. "If whatever I'm supposed to be looking for is here, I don't want it." He grabbed the second kilo-zap gun, blasted a perfectly harmless accounting computer, and rushed out into the corridor, followed by the others. He very nearly blasted hell out of an air car that stood waiting for them a few yards away. The air car was empty, but Arthur recognised it as belonging to Slightly Bartfast. It had a note from him pinned to part of its sparse instrument panel. The note had an arrow drawn on it, pointing at one of the controls. It said, "This is probably the best button to press." Well, what does the button do? Well, you'll have to wait till next week to find out, won't you? So, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next week. Take care, love and peace. Your right sign, go.